evening and welcome to Being Black and Craft, where we don't apologize for recognizing our influence on craft beer. This is Angie, the Undeniable Vixen, your host, and we have a great guest this evening. And I guess I'm going to do a little bit of beer news, a little bit of, remix, because I did do some last night. So here we go. All right, so let's see. Women's History Month. Just want to do a welcome to March. International Women's Day is coming up very soon, but we want to take this moment to think about our pioneers, our people that have influenced us, probably within your homes, within your communities. I know the Oprahs and the Beyoncés and all those different people, or you think of, but I want you to think about those people that are right around the corner, those mothers and aunts and sisters that help influence you. And they were a big integral part of your life, and celebrate them. And one thing that I was mentioning, and I'm going to mention it again, was Legendary Roots. And I'll put this up, but one thing that we were talking about was it said, "Sis, you can pause, rest, and breathe. Begin again when you're ready." And we need to make sure that we take that time to pause and listen to our bodies, listen to our minds, to just kind of just chill for a minute. Take that time to reflect, take that time to do absolutely nothing. Because sometimes we need that. I know that I need that sometimes. So, but celebrate Women's History Month. And I hope you do something amazing with the woman or the women in your life. I just saw this, some sad news with Black Frog. They are closing the Cleveland location. And basically he said, he's closing the Toledo location, and it's been a remarkable run, bringing people together with great beer and community. A farewell party is going to be on March 28th, 2026. And he mentioned, just a FYI, that he's stepping down from everything. His son is going to run the other location. So shout out to Black Frog Brewery. I remember meeting him at Barrel and Flow, tasting his beer, seeing his excitement, and just sending positive vibes on to him, and the continued legacy that they're wanting to share at the other location. Then I saw this. I thought this was so cool. If you're in the California area, near Oak Park Brewing, they have a flavor release and party details. So for the 5th anniversary of Oak Park Brewing and Her World XO Kettle Sour, we decided to brew something different, and I'm so excited to share it with you. My favorite Kool-Aid and my favorite beer. So it only made sense to pair the two together. So major shout out to Oak Park Brew Crew, Black's Brew Beer, and I guess it's George P. Scott. So I hadn't been outside in a minute. And have you ever tried Kool-Aid Kettle Sour? So join me this coming Friday from 6 to 9. And it is basically the blue roots raspberry Kool-Aid. They've made that into a kettle sour. And they said they're going to have Kool-Aid's, non-alcoholic Kool-Aid slushies for the kids. But this is really interesting. I would love to grab a can and see how that tastes. And it's with the label, this one is for her. So that was pretty cool. Then I know I mentioned this yesterday, but just to mention it again, Herb and Orchid, they are also shutting down production as well. And she said it's come to a close. They've decided not to do any more operations, and she's just closing down shop completely. Herban Orchid, lovely woman, she was on the show, and she's just like, thank you for believing and supporting in us and supporting us. This is the end of our story, but we're really grateful for the people that that came and helped and shared with us. Then I think tomorrow Farm Weaver's going to be on Shark Tank. So I know you've probably seen all the controversy or whatever, but she's still the CEO of Uncle Nearest, and she's doing this maybe for a one-time gig, a permanent gig. That's the only thing I'm not really sure of, if this is like a one-time deal or this is just for Women's Month. But it'll be interesting to see what her take is on being a shark. Then another friend of the show, the Alcoholic Connoisseurs, they have a new vodka and gin that they are creating, and the name of the new business is Perception. I had them on the show, but we had an amazing time, but I forgot to hit record, so no one knows about that phantom show that I had. But this duo was really great, and they're really excited about launching this new product because they talk about different fermentations so much. I guess it just got, the little bug kind of itched for them, and they decided that they wanted to put their hand in and make their own spirit. So I'm going to be reaching back out to them since it's launched to get a bottle and bring them back on the show so everybody can experience them. And then just two shout outs to Jasmine and then also Kelly Fresh. These two people are in our beer community. Jasmine is with Lipco, Liquid Intrusion Brewing, and has a rare disease that causes cysts and tumors to grow unusually. And she's had some surgery, and she has lots of bills, as well as Kelly Fresh. He's going through the second round of chemotherapy for lymphoma up under his armpit. So shout out to them. Please go ahead and follow Lipco if you have money to donate to help with the costs for the medical bills, or if you're just wanting to get some Lipco, because may the liquid always prevail, as they say. They ship to all 50 states. And Cali Fresh is also, all my friends are rappers. He's in the California area. So check him out if he has his beer at Total Wine, and you can support him. You can watch his journey as he is being a cancer warrior through Cali Fresh on TikTok. And then if you're in the Kansas City, Missouri area, Women in Beer, Annie McGinnis with Vine Street Brewery is doing her panel, having a big panel of women in beer. And it's going to be a great big weekend. So it's this Saturday, March 7th. It starts at 3:00 and it's free. And if you are a home brewer with Crafted for Action, you've gone to Craft for Action in Atlanta, they're doing something new. So they're doing something with home brewers. So if you're a home brewer and you like, oh, I want to try this thing, I want to try and see how this works out, they're having applications are going to be opening up on April 1st, and you can showcase your beer. So the conference is from June 4th through the 7th, but the live judging is going to be on June 6th. So if you have, you've been making brew at home, your cousins and your aunties and your dad, they've been drinking and they've been saying, oh, this is great. This is, this the best stuff. Let somebody else try it out and see how it measures up to someone else, and you get industry exposure. You never know. Maybe you decide that you want to go ahead and throw the hat in and go ahead and start doing it commercially. You never know. So check them out. Please, please make sure that you follow Craft for Action as they continue to get more and more things updated. And this is more of, the one thing they did say, no collaborations are permitted. So just solo dolo with that one. And then we also have the beer experience. Beer experience. I know I was saying it wrong. For Juneteenth. So they're having a can art competition from March 1st through the 31st. So it just started. And the winner is awarded $100 and they get to attend the opening of the bottle share. But you know how we love can art, and I love can art. I'm always excited to see that. So that's a really cool competition to join and be a part of. Juneteenth, get your creative mind going and submit it. So if you are not following Vivian Ward with the experience, do so and show what you got as far as your talent. And that's all I got for the news. So I'm going to bring up my guest. Hello there.
Hello, what's up, world? You already know who it is. It's the Beerded Brotha. I know you haven't heard that intro in a while, but it's good to say it again. It's good to see everybody. It's good to see you again, Angie, as always.
Yeah. So we really haven't had necessarily like a chat, but before we get started, I'm sipping water because I just came from the gym, but you might have something. What do you have?
I got a little something from the fridge. You know, I always get it every year. Shout out to Garrett Oliver, but I'm sipping on the Brooklyn Brewery Black Chocolate Stout. I get it every year at its release, and for the last like 4 years or so, and I try to keep one bottle and compare it to the next year's style. But this one I got too excited about, and I ended up drinking.
You had it. Yeah, and I guess I need to make sure that I shout Garrett Oliver out again because he is one of the inductees for the 2026 American Craft Beer Hall of Fame. He's one of the inductees. So congratulations to him.
Oh, shouts out to him. Yeah, congratulations. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, that's a new thing that's going on. So take me back to when you had your first craft beer. I know it's been eons and eons, and it's been many beers ago. What made you pause and say, oh, this is different?
Man, I still remember it like it was yesterday. I was junior at Belmont University. My roommate, white dude named Max, they introduced me to Shock Top Belgian Blonde.
Oh, that's a good one.
And perfect beer for me to get introduced to. Slightly fruity, refreshing. And this is when I thought Bud Light Platinum was
a shit.
Yes, that was top tier. You couldn't tell me different. I was like, it's Bud Light Platinum. Yeah, you don't know what you're talking about. And then my roommate showed me that. I was like, okay, I was wrong. And then from there, it was just trying different things and understanding the science behind it, and then wanting to get to learn why does this beer taste like that and this beer tastes like this. And then kind of just kept going from there, and then starting to go to these breweries and stuff and start to not see us in that space, black folks in there. And from there, I was just like, how do I get black people from being scared of beer to loving beer like I do? And then I've just been kind of on that journey ever since. And then the Beerded Brotha kind of grew from there and was born from there, and then been growing ever since, and just slowly been building. I've just been working on some things behind the scenes, getting some things set in motion slowly.
Mm-hmm. So when you went to the brewery and you saw that, you know, you're the only little brown chocolatey person in the room,
Mm-hmm.
How did you, um, I guess, do a mind shift and say, you know what, I it's not that I shouldn't be in the room, but I need to make space. Like, were you able to find that, you were not necessarily saying putting your weight around, but saying, you know what, I'm going to take up space here.
Man, it was just that moment when I had that very first beer with my roommate of, man, people need to know about these spaces. These spaces low key. Got if you go to a place with food, usually the food is delicious,
Mm-hmm.
decently cheap, and it's never really too difficult to get a beer or anything. But I always love the community behind craft beer. I just never really loved the vision craft beer was trying to create with you community. I think of community. I think of diversity. I think of inclusion. I think of different people come from different spaces to come together and create this space where you can talk and hang out and have dialogue and maybe even creating something else and things like that. Because you always think of these communities always having a place where people can grow and connect, but
Mm-hmm.
they just weren't growing. People that look like us weren't growing and connecting, and that's something we always are priding ourselves on in our community. No pun intended. Um, so why not have a place where it has ice cold drink um, that is so simple but so complex, and just like the black community, we're just simple but yet so complex and just so different from person to person, beer to beer. And so, like, why not bring some diversity to these diverse drinks? And I always just love bringing people in and being having to have good conversation. So it's just mainly conversation, the need for diversity, and just people, our culture influencing or continue to influence another space that we deserve to be in.
Was there on both sides, as far as like a myth that you had to like be the middleman to kind of say, yeah, this is not true, uh, with with uh, people of color, and then the opposite, the people that are the majority that are in the craft beer community, something that you may have had to say, no, that's not that's just false.
Oh yeah. As the middleman, that's all you're doing is myth busting all the time. I'm still am. Like a lot of
Mhm.
people just are like, man, like beer you, I know you've heard it. That's white people shit. It's like, no. Like, look at the history. It started in Northern Africa with Sumerian women in early BC, and then brewing beer for the pharaohs and things like that. It might not be what we're told with the German Reinheitsgebot and stuff like that. It's not the same ingredients, but it's the same concept using
Mhm.
sorghum, water, whatever the substitutes were, but still creating that same kind of style and bringing people in through that community. And then same on the other end, just like trying to bring breweries into black spaces and being able to just talk to black people about beer like you would Johnny with
Mhm.
the bearded man bun. Just talk
Mhm.
to us, educate us, and it's not hard. I always tell them, like in math, you learn kiss, keep it simple, stupid. Just talk to us like you would anybody else, and let us make that decision.
Mhm.
We want to support you or not. Not try to throw something on a can from our
Yeah.
culture, but we walk in and no one from our culture is in the space. And even the space doesn't even represent the culture you try to bring in with this can or this beer name with this crazy hip hop lyric and
Mhm.
things like that. So it's just like, don't make it more difficult than it needs to be. Like
Okay.
marketing is difficult. Getting a new demographic to believe in something and understand the proof of concept is already difficult. Don't make it weird. Like they feel like they got to
Mhm.
be weird about certain what things. It's just like no, just talk to us like we're humans. Talk to us like we can understand and give us that chance. So that's always like the biggest myths like I try to burst all the time, but it's always little ones all the time. Like, oh, IPAs. I was like, no, there's more than IPAs now, y'all. Like, there's
Yeah.
stout, box, saison, sour, crease, framboise. Excuse my enunciation of it. Don't roast me too much, beer community. That's not one of my favorite styles, so I don't really keep up with it too much. But y'all
Yeah.
get what I'm saying.
I don't think I would have made it. I wouldn't have made it if it was only IPAs, because
Yeah.
that was the very back end as far as getting to love and appreciate. Because my, I guess, gateway beer was a fruited beer. It was well, it was not fruited, but it was a banana nut beer. So everything it tastes like bananas. It was delicious. But it ended up being sours. I was on a sour cream. You can get me to drink a sour now.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't. Um, but yeah, it's being able to it's like snowflakes, and there's not, there's not one that's the same, and we have
Right.
a plethora of different styles. And I always tell people there is a beer out there for you. You just have to be willing and open to keep on kissing frogs until one of them turn into a prince. I don't know how to, that's
Got
all I
what
can
else
say.
to tell you.
Yeah,
That's why I always tell people too. There's a beer out for you. You just haven't found it yet.
right. So, thinking about the science and creativity of beer, um, what was something that got you excited as far as wanting to learn about more about the technical side of fermentation?
It was just really just simplicity of hops, barley, wheat, water, and then later on yeast creating this beverage that you can manipulate in so many different ways based off those four ingredients. Because it's always stuff like that. You always think it's like this crazy, difficult pass passageway to understanding and knowing what beer is and how to make it. Like to the point where like you do a little research, you can make beer at home. You don't
Hmm.
need a where you can start before you go professional. It's like you just need some big pots, a lot of water, and a lot of patience.
A
um,
lot of patience.
and yes, because you're gonna screw up a lot of times, but like I just love that like tinkering and being like, okay, like we have this weird flavor here. What
Hmm.
happened? And then trying to figure it out. And then once you figure it out, it's like that just like the aha moment of the technical side. Once you understand how to do it, you're like,
Hmm.
oh, it tastes like this because I didn't do this. Okay, let's tweak this over here. So it's just really cool how you can just do one minor thing and tweak it. And so that's always the like my love behind the science. Even though I wasn't a big science guy growing up in school, somehow this science got me paying attention to science now.
So you homebrew, or do you do commercial?
I did commercial, and I did a little homebrew, but I haven't done it in a while.
Hmm.
But I do want to get back into it. I just moved back here, back home to Atlanta. I used to live in Nashville.
Okay.
Moved, I moved to Atlanta, working here, so I know a bunch of Atlanta guys. Shout out to Deuce in the Quarter,
Hmm.
Atlantucky, Latrice is down here. Shout outs to L Sharpton and all them. So when you come to Atlanta, come see them, come see me. I'm getting ready to work at a restaurant and hopefully be able to work on their beer program. So I definitely want people to come in to enjoy good food, but even greater beer that goes with the food and things like that. So um, it's so like I just want to kind of keep that going and hopefully get more heavily into the scene, which I'm slowly am. So I'm really excited and try to figure out my ways to work with Craft for Action. So
Hmm.
Jen, let's talk soon.
So, what's the craziest beer that you've ever had or would be willing to make? Like if you
This is
if ingredients weren't even a problem to get to be accessible, what would be the wildest beer you'd make?
ooh, that's a good question. Oh man, you know, that's a really good question, man. I just want something like I I don't really even know, like, because everything I kind of want to have already experienced on some sort of level.
Mhm.
I've had a lemon pepper beer before. I've had,
Mm,
I've had,
I think I've heard of that. Yeah.
yeah, I've had hot wing. I've had uh, candy infused. I would definitely love to see how, like, kind of. I'm 420 friendly, so I would be interested to try to like figure out some sort of balanced weed beer.
Uh-huh.
Make something like that, like, but like dose at different levels so you can have some at certain types of time of the day, be able to, but like maybe switch the hops out and go strictly a certain strain, make see what
Mm,
happens there, and just kind of tinker with that. And again, getting to the science, like we just talked about, getting to the science of it, like
yeah.
okay, do we need to use terpenes in THC? Do we just use straight up flour? Do we need to do anything with it? Like, how's that going to work with grain? How's it going to work for water, barley, boiling it together? Like, do we need to, however we make edibles where you got to like do the
Hmm.
decarb it? Like, what is going to take to make it work so you can find that balance? Because, as you know, that trend is going that way. So might as well try and take beer in that direction. Only a little bit. I don't want to go too crazy with it.
You
Maybe
know,
just a few.
it makes me think about the the process of making excuse me, uh gin. Yeah, making gin. And maybe even vodka, but definitely gin. And I'm thinking of
Like the juniper and stuff.
well, the process, the columns that they use and the vapor. So basically, it's the boiling and the vapor is what
Mm.
is making the actual gin. So I'm thinking that if in the THC world, you go ahead and light up, and it's you know the vapor is making the actual liquid. I wonder if
Oh
that,
yeah.
yeah.
That's the beauty of the science. We'll sit down and try to figure this thing out.
Yeah, that's I was like, that might work. And then but then everybody be everybody would be high because we'd have to, have to get enough. I guess we'd have to get with the government to get some products that they seize because we'd need a lot
Oh
to
yeah, I mean, I'll probably have to get out to Denver or California, or like Chicago or something.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I can't, I won't do it in Atlanta. I don't need the feds knocking at my door. I got things to do.
So when I was looking at your bio, scrolling, minding my business, loving Jesus like I do, uh, you mentioned that you didn't want to be and you were not wanting imposter syndrome to weigh you down. Was there a defining moment that you said that you belong here, that you weren't an imposter, but you are in the space that you needed to be in?
Ooh, yeah. There are some places where like kind of confirm I belong, but it was more so like just moments where like it was the first time I went to Barrel and Flow. I went in 2021 and I had a beer
Mhm.
collab, which I have a can somewhere. We just moved, so I'm still full of boxes behind me. But I have a can from that when I did the rollout stout with Bearded Iris up in Nashville.
Okay.
Um, but I went up to Bear and Flow. Not only did people just recognize me, they rolled up on my wife. They're like, "Are you the Bearded Brother's wife?" And like being recognized just off like my social media and my commentary on beer. It's like, yeah, you're starting all this stuff, but all of a sudden, part of you is like, ain't nobody gonna really go be looking at this or be. No one
Yes.
wants to see me, Otis. Like,
Yeah.
and then someone will just come up and be like, "Are you the bearded brother?" Like, I I forgot that was the Bearded Brotha because I was like, how, how do you
It's
know that? I'm like, oh, it's my social media. Oh, you're paying attention. So it's just like that, like kind of compounding of like that epiphany. Almost just like, oh, okay, people are paying attention and do care what I have to say and what I have to post and what I have to share with the
Mhm.
world about beer and how to create an influence on craft beer, like your breakfast bar down here says, and just find a way to now apologize for that. That's always moments like that kind of just keep me grounded and be like, okay, I do belong. Because you do run those moments where you're like, do I need to be here? Like, am I worthy
Mhm.
of being here and holding this space? Am I taking space? Am I good enough to be here? And then just those moments, like even just like you rolling up on me when CBC was in Nashville, you just like
Yeah.
that was always really nice being in that space, and people are looking around like, oh, he must be somebody, and then you might meet somebody new because they're like, oh, that's somebody. Let me go talk to them. And so just having those moments of like recognition is always really good and encouraging.
Well, that's definitely a barrel and flow. Shout out to Day. Um, I think that that particular space um, allows everybody to fangirl and fan guy out because you're seeing those people that you've been following and you're able to like really connect with them because you've been watching them do the class. You've been watching them, go to these different breweries. You've been watching them do this, that, and the other. And I totally agree with you, but it's just like it kind of confirms that what you do matters, and that
Yeah.
it's a really good feeling to see that because I was just like someone was where was I at? I was at CBC. I can't remember which one, but someone was mentioning the podcast and I was like, I was just in tears because sometimes it seems like I'm in a vacuum. Um
Right.
and like I'm doing this for a party of one, me. Sometimes I feel, but people are out there listening. People are really resonating with people's stories because that's what I want to do is share people's stories and get to know them and get to see what they're doing. Um, well, let's just pause. I want to pause for a minute and let's play a game. It's nothing hard at all. But whose beard is it anyway? Because one thing that I kept on doing was I kept on putting in the beer brother, no, the bearded brother. And I was like, that's why I was asking you, can I get some photos? Because I couldn't find you anywhere on Instagram. And then it dawned on me, I think Sunday, I was like, Angie, you've been putting it in wrong.
No, a
So
lot of people do that.
So I was like, I feel like an absolute idiot. And so I had to redo everything. But whose beard is it anyway? So basically, what we're doing is sing if you can guess who these people are. If you can't guess, I can give you a clue.
Gotcha. Oh, that's our guy, Denzel. I'm gonna leave here with some.
Very good, very good. Let's see. Next.
Oh yeah, that's some people's go. Not
Oh,
necessarily mine, but the boy LeBron James.
uh-huh. Okay. I made them too easy.
Oh yeah, I like this look on, but Michael B. Jordan, I do like it. He needs to keep it up more often.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm not a huge mustache guy, so if you could trim that down a little bit, he's got a look to
Yeah,
him.
it's still looking a little bit cowboyish, like
Just a
cowboy.
little bit.
Yeah.
But right
And
here though, looks good on him.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the Toronto zone. Drake, Aubrey Drake Graham, baby.
That's
Oh
one.
yeah, Sterling K. Been watching the show Paradise.
How is it?
It is good. It'll have you reeling, especially the second season. I won't say nothing because people
Okay,
might be
because
watching. and I haven't seen it yet. But
Yeah, I have not. I rarely ever watch TV, but I want to
the rare time you do watch it, make sure
yeah.
it's this show because that's all I'll say is, whoo,
Okay.
you
I
got
think
yeah, it makes you watch.
that's it. What would you say to a black listener who's craft beer curious? Because there is someone that's in the chat in the Instagram saying that they're still looking for their beer, and they may feel a little bit intimidated by walking into a tap room or trying out a new beer. What would you say to them?
Do definitely do your research in a good way. Like, check out if they have their tap list online. Know what you like to drink and kind of stick to what that is. So if you like something a little more boozy, you want to maybe find some breweries that got some barrel age uh, joints on tap or in bottles. If you like things more fruit forward, check out places that got a lot of fruit, wheat ales or sours and things like that.
Mhm.
Definitely do your research, take a look around, look at descriptions, and honestly, like let your curiosity and maybe worry or anxiety kind of motivate you to go in because
Mhm.
that anxiety is not going to go away until you go in and experience it. Keep an open mind. Just I always say, give me a 5% open mind. Just like I just need you to try it, and if you don't, at the very least, understand what craft beer is. Understand what's out there in craft beer. So kind of just use your curiosity, use your anxiety to your advantage. Um, and just like and just enjoy yourself. Like anytime you, it's just like going to a new restaurant. You've never been, say you never been to Chick-fil-A. A lot of people tell you about it. Kind of
Right.
look for what they're telling you about it, and kind of do your own comparison. Kind of go in like a student, like a 5-year-old kid. That's why that's the best way. All that just like the curiosity of a 5-year-old. Like they want to see all these colors, all these things moving around. They want to go touch it, feel it. Of course, their kids putting things that shouldn't be in their mouth just because they just want to know what it tastes like, feels like, things like that. Just kind of have that kind of kid like curiosity, and just enjoy yourself. Go with a friend that enjoys beer so they can talk to you about it, teach you things while you're learning. Like drinking while you're drinking it, you can learn about the beer. Like, hey, when you drink a fruited beer, you're gonna taste this. You're gonna weirdly taste some spice, but that's because of this. Or you're gonna taste like raspberry on this side of your palate. So people can kind of just have some sort of foundation to go in. So research, curiosity, and bring your community with you because beer is
Mhm.
community.
Mhm. I definitely agree with that. I think one thing that people don't realize when they go to a brewery that you can ask for a taste, like a little small taste, before you have to commit to a full pour of something. So that's one thing that I usually tell people um, to to get a taste of something or get a flight. Maybe out of the four, you might find something that you like. Um, and if you're really daring, go to a festival and
Yes.
you'll get a big array of different things. And then you don't if it's not any good, you don't care for it, you just dump go to another tent, not their tent, go to another tent and dump it. So you don't make
No,
them feel
exactly, man. They know
so
the drill.
yeah,
Everybody's trying to pace themselves in a way. So yeah, you get a little, just a
absolutely.
little taste. That's all you need, just a taste.
So if you as far as let me start back. Thinking about your beard, your actual beard. What style of beer is your beard?
That's oh, I Love that question. That's a good question. Um, I would say kind of like a doppelbock. Good, um, smooth, um, just kind of like deceptively dense and a little bit thicker. Because sometimes doppelbocks, you're like, oh, okay. Like you can have something that kind of thin, but some you're like, oh, I didn't think it was going to be this like
Uh-huh.
alcohol or malty or kind of just like full bodied. And it's deceptively so. So like I like to think mine is kind of like that. Like it doesn't it's not like big or anything, but it's also like solid and just kind of clean shaven when it wants to be, but also it can be big and powerful when it needs to be as well.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good. I like a good double box. That's good. Yeah. So when you were in Nashville, what was the programming that you were doing with the Bearded Brother? Were you bringing people in, like doing like one-on-ones, showing people how to find their perfect beer? And is it something that you're planning on doing here in Atlanta? Or what was the type of programming that you had?
Yeah, so I have my own podcast, which will be coming here soon. I'm writing episodes right now, so kind of doing kind of some content planning right now. That's something I never really did up in Nashville. I just kind of went out and if I wanted to interview somebody, I just reach out to them. But
Hmm.
for the most part, it was bringing Black people into beer through education and conversation. So I don't know if you watched Hot Ones, where they eat the hot wings, like a
Yeah,
flight of hot wings. So I kind of mirrored it off that, where instead of wings, we drink beer. I talk about your store. We have a conversation, whether it was whether it'll be you, Andrew. We'll talk about your store, how you got in craft beer while we're drinking something, or one of my buddies on there. He's a hip hop artist in Nashville. He's like, this is still one I interviewed him maybe 2 years ago now, somewhere in that one time frame, 2.5 years ago. He was just like, that's still one of the best interviews I've ever done. And he was just like, you asked great questions. We got to drink beer. And it was just like a really easy conversation. So that's all I
yeah,
really tried to do with that space. But I would bring them to the brewery. So, like, I can't tell you how many guests I had on there that didn't know the brewery was sitting there. And they're like,
mm,
I drove past this street for like 5 years straight, and I had no idea this brewery was over here. I'm like, yeah, like it's just like they have in
yeah.
places such like
It's
hidden gems. So when I
always in
bring
the
people
cut.
in,
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, and I bring people in, they're like, what is this? Oh, it's been here. This can't be new. I was like, no, this got to be new. I'm like, no, it's been here about 10 years. Like they're like, no, I'm from Nashville. And I never knew about Jackalope Brewery, or I never knew about Fatal Force. Shout out to all of them and stuff like
Mm.
that. So it was always really cool to bring that community in there. And I did some stuff with my wife as well, called Thrift on Tap, where we brought Black-owned businesses and we would do a market.
Oh,
And
nice.
and so like all those vendors would post, so they'll bring their customers to this new place, and they'll come like,
Mhm.
"Oh, this is cool. Okay, I gotta come over here more often. This is." They have a beer, like, "Oh, they made this." I'm like, "Yeah, right in that big silver thing that don't look like nothing, but it costs 40 times your net worth." But
Yeah.
they're right over there, like, no, yeah, how they do it? Like, and so it's just sparking that curiosity. Just to the I'm not looking at the live stream on Instagram or anything, just to the person, it's like, just go into the space and just let the curiosity overtake you. And they did that. And so it was always really cool doing that. I'll try to do different events when I was working in breweries. I was working in breweries too. I was a taproom manager.
Mhm.
So I'll try to do different events that people are interested in, whether it's doing jazz nights at the last brewery I was at, or doing the Fifth on Tap, or doing different collabs with black owned businesses. Like I had got that flash chilled coffee and candid. We had his coffee in
Mm.
our cooler so people can buy coffee, and we would do yoga and different things like that. That are bringing those different graphics to come hang out, and we did drag brunches and things like that. So
Mhm.
being able to program and build things that people want to see, but maybe in a little different space. You're not when you can think of a jazz night, you thinking a little swanky, little speakeasy, nice little jazz club that you gotta put your best Sunday's best on. No, you could throw a hoodie and some shorts on and some flip flops, drink your two IPAs, and listen to a fantastic local hip hop artist with some jazz beats
Mhm.
over it, and be blown away. Or come, then you're gonna drink an IPA, but you see Peaches, the drag queen, walking down the runway while you're
Yeah.
eating your breakfast sandwich and you're having your beer most, like just coming in and just seeing something different. And I don't want
Mhm.
to say shocking, but like kind of just like, oh, breweries can do this? Like just kind
Yeah.
of flexing a muscle breweries didn't know they have, and then that people didn't know breweries have. So that was all the things I was trying to do, and I definitely want to do that down here. I definitely want to connect with everybody because I know there's a lot of duck people in Atlanta. So I don't want to come
Mhm.
in just do it going solo. I want to link up with everybody and try to do something with everybody here and just kind of get in space like that and just continue to build a community for us, build a community for us by us.
Yeah, that's really awesome. There's also another demographic that has started learning about breweries, and I'm very, very glad to know that they're doing that. It's the book nerds.
Yes,
Yay!
I've seen so many like book events, like book club. Like we had a mobile bookstore email me about setting up shop once on a
Nice.
Saturday, and lo and behold, that was one of the best Saturdays we had in a minute. It was like,
Mhm.
oh, it was just buying a book and buying a beer and then working with them and having different like vendor markets and stuff like that. But yeah, book nerds are been coming up and people were writing me about doing like adult book fairs. I never got a chance to do it
Yes.
at the brewery I was working at, but before I moved down
Yes.
to Atlanta, but I have that in my back pocket. So hopefully once I get settled down at the restaurant I'm gonna be working at, which I'll announce soon. I still gotta sign some paperwork, but it's coming.
Mm. Okay.
So
I'll be
I
looking out
got
for
I
that.
got some things in up my sleeve that I'm just ready to put
Nice.
out into the world.
So my last question for you, because you were talking about your podcast, what what or who it would be your biggest get, do you think? If you could have someone to talk to, have your special guest, who would it be?
Man, only because he drinks the wrong beers on his Instagram. It's Kev on stage. He be upsetting
But
me
he
because
don't read
he
the
picks
comments,
the
man.
worst beers. And it hurts my soul to watch his comments and everybody's just
Yes.
talking crazy about beer. And you can tell they have no idea what they're talking about. I'm just like,
None.
I was like, who are your
I'll
friends that
I'll
didn't
see
tell
us
you
in
this?
there. Yeah, I'll see like you, or I'll see other people. I'll see us in there trying to give good educational uh, verbiage responses to them, and but then there's all this other muck. It's
Yes.
just like, and even one of his
I,
other comedian friends sent another. She posted something talking about, I don't know who drink beer. Who drink beer? Da, 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 da. I was like,
that would
ma'am.
be my biggest get, especially if I could get like 3 or 4 beers and he likes them. If that would be the
Yes.
day I think my podcast would take off. If I could get Kev on stage, probably the biggest beer hater, one of my favorite comedians, I will say. So I'm not disparaging him on his comedic side. I'm just disparaging him on his alcoholic beverage.
Yeah, he's just
outside.
misled. He's just misled.
Yes, I was
That's
like, let's come come here. Just come
give
talk
him.
to us. Come talk to the black community in beer. We'll protect
Yes,
you. I don't know
right.
who's trying to hurt you out here in this world, but yet you keep going back to them and won't come to us. So, Kev on stage, if you see this, I've emailed you before. I know it's probably lost in your inbox somewhere, so I'll respond to it so it hits the top of the inbox so we can talk, man. Like
Yeah,
I want to sit down and have a couple beers with you and show you what it's really about and show you something
yeah.
good. Because if you don't drink beer, I don't know why they told you to drink IPA. What are you doing?
Why? What are you doing? It's out. I
You're not
mean,
ready.
it's like, mm-mm.
I was like, we're
Okay,
gonna get you though. We're gonna get you together, Kev.
we got to. We got to do it. So, thank you so much. It's been an amazing time talking to you and finding out more about you, knowing just a little bit, but just getting to just kind of open up and know more about you was really great. I really appreciate you coming on the show and
Appreciate
sharing.
you having me.
Yeah. So again, the Bearded Brother, and in Atlanta, and go ahead and follow him because he already kind of dropped that he has a little some stuff up his sleeve that he's going to be coming out and sharing with y'all. So make sure y'all check him out and check out Being Black and Craft. We're available every Monday at 7 o'clock. Live on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, where we don't apologize for recognizing our influence on craft beer. This is Angie, the Undeniable Vixen, and y'all have a wonderful, amazing night.